Hello Ace Games and welcome to Kerbal Space Program. I'm CrazyMonks and this is the first video in my Kerbal Space Program series. Now, I'm no professional at this game. I'm pretty sure some people will see me playing this and give me some helpful tips, hint hint. But let me first introduce Kerbal Space Program. Kerbal Space Program is a space simulator. Now, if somebody doesn't know what that means, if somebody doesn't know what simulator means, just search Microsoft Flight Simulator. That's a pretty good example. Now, it is pretty much a flight simulator for space. You build spaceships and space planes and fly them into orbit to the Moon and to Minmus, which are Kerbal's two moons, Moon and Minmus. Now, I've been playing this game for the past 2 or 3 days constantly and really enjoying myself. It is still in the very early stages of beta. There is a free trial of the game in which you only have the launch pad and the primary construction building thing. Okay, well I'll explain when I get to the next screen. $15 will net you the full game, so you've got your settings, a direct link to the game's community, and the credits, so I will hit start game. Now, here we have the runway, the spaceplane hangar, vehicle assembly building, launch pad, and tracking station. Now, the spaceplane hangar isn't in the spaceplane hangar and runway, and I believe the tracking station aren't in the free version of the game. Spaceplane hangar lets you build spaceplanes, runway lets you launch spaceplanes, and tracking station lets you track stuff. It lets you take control of a ship that's already in orbit or that's landed on a moon and fly it off again. Now, you also have the launch pad, I don't know if I said that, which allows you to launch space shuttles from the vehicle assembly building. So, not much to see here. Oh, and there's also a back button to get you back to the main menu. So let's go to the vehicle assembly building. Now, I have a ship here that I just threw together. It's a really rough ship. I'm actually going to fit an extra part to it really quickly, and then I'll explain what I'm doing to fit this part to it as soon as I find the part. There we go. That'll make it a little bit more stable. Now, what I just attached was an SAS module. Keep that word in mind, SAS, because I will go over that at a later point in this particular video. Now let's go through the tabs. Now we have propulsion, thrusters, fuel, and there are some other parts, such as micro thrusters, jetsoning points, and the jet engines for the jet planes, for the space planes. We have command and control, which are control modules, which allow us to manually and semi-automatically control our ship. Now, you have fins, which generate a little bit of lift. Now, fins will give you a little bit more control over your ship whilst you're flying it. So, and that's where the SAS module comes in. This little thing here in the middle, I can set this to automatically control the fins to give me perfect vertical thrust. It's not reliable, but it helps. Emphasis on semi-automatic. You still need a little bit of manual input to get yourself going in straight lines. So that's command and control. Now we have structural and aerodynamic. These are often just visual parts, they're often visual parts or structural entities. Now we have, let's see if I can find it. Now we have these, the strut beams. The Cosmos strut is the superior strut. It is an extremely strong wire that you can connect two parts of your ship together with. Now since I have the mirror on, it will mirror it on all sides. Now I have just improved the stability of this part dramatically. Now because there's not much weight, I don't really need that, but I guess it helps. You also have fuel lines in here, I believe, yes, which I can use fuel lines to connect the one fuel tank on one stage to another. Now since it's a bit of an odd angle, it won't actually let me connect, so let's get rid of that. Now there's also a lot of stuff here is from mods that I have, such as the advanced decouplers. Now this is not here in the normal version of the game. It's extremely easy to mod. You simply drag a part into your parts folder. Done. I think you need to reload the game and that's it. Now we also have utility and scientific. These are, well, utility and scientific parts. We have gear bays, which are wheels. With a press of the G key, you can actually retract the wheel. So say you've taken off of the ground, you want to put your wheels away to be a little bit more aerodynamic, just hit G. We have parachutes. I believe there's more parachutes that I've got with mods, so I didn't need to drag that out. We also have landing struts, which can be used for your lunar landings. I actually choose to use a lander that was in a mod that I got and fit that to the top of my ship, but it's really up to you. Now, the game has a perfect capability for vehicles, such as the little motorcycle here. Now, this cycle is actually designed to have a cockpit called Evil Knievel fitted to it, which is just a pilot. We also have the big track, which is a small lunar rover, actually surprisingly large. We have a variety of vehicles and the Kerbal Space Telescope. So that's just add-on stuff, you don't really need to see that. Now decals, I'm thinking people are using as a storage point for more advanced pieces, because these are hinges. These are extremely advanced, actually out of my reach. I can actually manually control them I can attach a part to a hinge and move the hinge, and the part will move with the hinge. Can't actually attach anything to them, but let's see if I try that. I can attach a part to a hinge and I can rotate the hinge. It's quite nice. Oh, whoops. Let's reattach that. Now I will go over a bit more of the HUD now. Also, crew, I don't know what's in there. Don't ask me. If I find anything on the forum, I'll make a video on it immediately. It'll be a short video just saying, here is the crew tab. Right, so now in the top left we have symmetry. You've probably already seen that. You can probably tell I've been using that. Which with left and right click, you can adjust how many points of symmetry there are. We have snap to angles, which I'm going to say right now doesn't do particularly much. Pretty much you can turn it on and off. I tend to keep it on because with it off it's very strange. I wouldn't call it reliable. So there are these points. So let's snap it back in place. Right, let's attach it to this bottom part here. Actually, let's stick it up on the nose. See, that's one of the great things about this game. It's easy to build a spaceship. Now we have title of your ship. So actually, I will call this AGTV Mark 1. This ship will follow us through the series. Yep, that's my plan. Alright, so we have new ship, load ship, save, launch, and back. So I'm going to quickly save this ship. Just one click will save it with the name. Now we also, here in the bottom, we have our stages. Now I'm just going to separate this up a little bit. Now we have we have stage 1, the stage break, and stage 2. So I will attach that all back together, and as you can see here, we have stage 1 here, then the break, and then the next stage. That's pretty straightforward. Not much more to see. I believe you can add stages which don't have brakes. So say I want a specific thruster to turn on temporarily. Let's get rid of that. Now let's go to the launch pad, and I'll go over the UI there really quickly. Wait for it to load up. Now the game is a lot more stable than it looks. Now I am recording. I am on a outdated computer that is having a lot of trouble. At the moment, it works fine. Right, so first things first, let's go over the user interface. Now, top left, we have the warp timer, which it shows your mission time. You can also, by clicking or using comma and full stop, adjust the time frame. So let's do a day-night cycle quickly, just to show you. Let's actually get back to the full day. Good morning. Midday, actually, that sounds about right. Now we have on the top we have an altimeter, your ascent and descent velocity, your current point in the atmosphere. Now you have the stratosphere and the different parts. I don't know what they all are. On the left we have the stages in the same place. Blue means it has fuel in it. It also means it can explode. In the bottom left we have our stages and our roll, yaw, and pitch, so I'll just tap them to show you them moving. So I don't want to actually throw this thing off balance. In the middle we have our throttle on the left, our G-forces, G-double-E, which, if you know what a G-force is, you'll know what that is. Now in the middle we also have, I don't know what this device is called, I've no pilot. I'm sure someone's a pilot and they'll be able to post a comment saying, it's called this. If they do, I'll stick an annotation just saying what it is. But pretty much that will show your current orientation in comparison to what you're orbiting, or what's gravitational well you're stuck in. Now in the bottom right, we also have the Kermans. Now, in my previous attempt to make this video, I did lose the Kerman squad. It was a sad day, but they died for a better good, and their children are in the bottom left, bottom right. Now with right click you can rotate the camera, with middle click you can pivot it on its current point, double middle click to reset that, double right click doesn't do anything. Now shift and control your throttle, X will cut your throttle entirely. So let's lift off. So if I press T, I'll turn on my SAS module. Now that is this thing that I added here. Now this will automatically control the fins to try and keep me going straight up. So let's hit space to start the engine, and off we go. Now the SAS module will keep us going pretty much straight up. We can actually increase to double speed, which is quite nice. Whilst you're thrusting, there is a speed limit, however. So I'm going to reach a certain height and turn off the jet. Now this won't be needed if you're actually lifting off. This is just to save time. So I have just ran out of fuel in my first stage rocket, so it's just off. Now I break it off, hitting space to go into the next stage. Hit space again to activate the next one. Now when you're actually doing this in flight, it will be a lot faster. You don't want to lose too much momentum in that split. But you know, I've gone. It's quite easy to build a rocket in Kerbal Space Program. Now that is the first part of the Kerbal Space Program video pretty much done. There's not much more I can go over. There are many more elements. Oh, that was weird. There are many more elements I can go over, but for now, this is all you need. Be sure to rate the video, comment what you think, comment what you want to see. If you have any mods that, you know, if you're a player of this game and there are any mods you want me to install, feel free to ask. Now, you know, we're getting some real altitude here. Remember to subscribe to Ace Games, and possibly also subscribe to the, or should I say follow, the Ace Games Twitch TV. So that's twitch.tv/AceGames. There's also twitch.tv/AceGames2, in which I've been streaming a lot of Kerbal Space Program. So if you want to get like a look at the game from a late game point of view, feel free to go there. I have, however, missed out the map. So let's quickly go over the map. Not too long. We have our orbit here, we have our ship, which is in the middle, we have Kerman, the moon, which is just there, and I believe, yep, Minmus, which is at the outer orbit. Now if we zoom out even more, we have the sun, and out here in the distance is a shuttle that I tried to fly into the sun. Didn't work, they're still in orbit, they'll be back in a couple of years, a couple of hundred years. Now, pretty straightforward. There is our Oasis. You can't see it from here because we haven't got an orbit, but there is also the other one, which I've forgotten the name of, which is your fastest point of orbit. So that is our slowest point, and the other one is our fastest. So let's close the map. There's not much more. I think I've covered everything. So I can turn off the SAS module by hitting T, and I've now got free reign of the ship. You know, using W, A, S, and D, Q, and E, and if I turn on the SAS, it will stabilize. Stabilize almost instantly. And you may have to tap it a few times just to get ourselves stable. And we're out of fuel, so we're just kind of going to fall slowly over time. I'll just leave these guys here. Now, thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm wondering if I should just leave it running whilst they fall. That'd be horrible. Okay, well, have a nice day. Or a nice time. Remember to subscribe like I said. Check out my personal channel in the top right. I'm not going to be streaming too much. I mean streaming? I'm not going to be uploading too many videos to my personal channel at the moment. So you'll see most of my stuff here on Ace Games. Thanks for watching. Have a good time.